moving on to our next and the final panel session of the evening, the Intelligent Enterprise, a CIO's Perspective. And for this panel, I have with me Mr. Anil Kuril, Chief Technology Officer at the Union Bank of India. Anil Kuril is working as Chief Technology Officer and Vertical Head at the Union Bank of India, the fourth largest public sector bank in the country. Before joining Union Bank, he has worked with Punjab National Bank and the Allahabad Bank. He has a rich experience of more than 2 decades in information and digital technology, which include core IT, assurance, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and analytics. Mr. Kuril is also heading Bank's Analytics Center of Excellence and MIS verticals and is an integral part of the digital transformation journey of the Union Bank of India. May I invite Mr. Anil on stage, please? Can we have a round of applause? Our second panelist, Dr. Sushil Meher, Head Health and IT, AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Sushil is heading the Health IT vertical at AIIMS Delhi for the last 30 years. He was Honorary Joint Secretary in IAMI during 2010-11 and Honorary Secretary during 2012 and 13 and the President during 2014 and 16. Dr. Meher is recognized as a leader in hospital digitization and biomedical informatics that provides scientific foundation for models of decision-making in healthcare and medical education. Welcome, Dr. Sushil. May I request our panelists to please have a seat? Our third panelist for the evening, Mr. B.K. Chaturvedi, Regional Director, IT, South Asia, Middle East, Africa, and LATAM, Perfetti. As a strategic technology visionary, Mr. Chaturvedi is committed to harnessing the power of emerging technologies to elevate organization and revolutionize customer value. His innovative approach to leveraging cloud, AI, robotics, and IoT solutions has earned recognition as one of the top 100 most respected CIOs in Asia, along with numerous prestigious technology leadership awards, both domestically and one internationally. Welcome, sir. And the session will be moderated by Minu, Sirsalewala, the Executive Editor of CyberMedia. Over to you, Minu, for this session.
So good evening, everyone. I'm here once again, and I will hold my mic to the mouth now. I'm just not used to this because used to the cover mic. So, of course, we had a very, very intriguing and exciting, insightful conversations throughout the day with stalwarts of the industry lined up. So, save the best for the last. We have an exclusive IT head panel with us from the enterprise user perspective. All of them have been awardees today and have been felicitated for their great innovation and the work at their respective enterprises. We consciously kept it curated with different industry sectors for the audience to get a flavor from healthcare, banking, FMCG. We all love sugar, we all love money, and then eventually we do need to go to the doctor. So just getting a perspective. And we wanted to talk about, we have been listening to these buzzwords about intelligent enterprise. Definitions change, relevance change, context changes. So just to get a perspective from them that what does the intelligent enterprise mean to them. We talk about AI, we've been talking about ML, analytics, and things have been really rapidly moving and the landscape is evolving at an unprecedented pace. So I would request each of them to kind of, take turns to define intelligent enterprise at their perspective sector and their experience about it. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Minu. And good evening to each and every delegates here. In fact, today it was a really wonderful sessions which I attended. And majority of were very high energy sessions. I really do not know what is going to happen with this session. Because if you look at IT, I think few years back or a decade, IT was the last which was considered by the enterprises. Now, few years back, one of the CEO of bank, they said that we are IT company, we also do a banking. So that is what the sea change we are seeing it in the IT landscape. In terms of a IT, today if you look at it, all from the banking point of view, all 100% transactions are done through the IT, which means that not a single transaction which is not there through the system. And that is what the change which we are seeing it from the manual day to the today. And today the buzzword is whether you talk about the generative AI, ML, metaverse, voice banking, biometric, you talk about each and every aspect of it. And that is what the sea change we are seeing it. From the intelligent or enterprise point of view, There are a couple of things which we have to remember. One, from the customer point of view, what is it means? From the employee point of view, what it means? And from the stakeholder point of view, what it means. From the customer point of view, particularly I bring the perspective from the banking side of it. Now, we as a customer, we want a experience like Amazon, uh, and similar kind of e-commerce which we are expecting from the banks, which means that you as an organization or enterprise should be able to predict the my need before I actually spell out, and that is what the requirement is. As an enterprise, when I try to predict your need, I need to do a lot of churning in the background, and all the complexity is hidden behind that. The simple interface which is in front of you actually hides a lot of complexity behind this. Now, some of this technology which we are seeing today, they are bringing those efficiency which were not earlier possible. So today we are talking about the generative AI, what are the use cases, and how it can be given to the customer. So that is one area where actually we are working on that part of it. Second, we as an organization generate a lot of data. What we are going to do with that data? That is one area where it become a very critical important for organization to put around those technology to use that data, make sense of that data, which is a both win-win for customer as well as for the enterprises. So that is the second. In terms of employee, employees are not, they are not coming from anywhere else but coming from the same strata from where the customers are coming. In terms of their own experiences which they are seeing it at the daily interactions, they also looking from the organization point of view the similar kind of experience to be provided to those employees also, which means that the technology which are at work for the customer, they are also need to be at work with the employees also. All your interfaces with the employee are undergoing changes. The help which was there in the form of manual is actually going through the system now. Some of the technology which organizations are deploying now, they are taking away a lot of workload which was earlier being done by manually. Some of the AI ML models which are being put through, that is what it is being done today. Also what we are seeing that the work which was completely in the domain of a human, particularly the credit underwriting which was done by the specialist in the banking space, now that is taken over by the system itself. Now complete interaction with the customer till the disbursement of the loan is done through the system, so there is no manual intervention. In fact, in one of the case where Union Bank have shown that a fisherman in the sea, he has applied for a loan and he got a credit within 1 minute in his account. So that is a kind of a power which these technologies are bringing on this. One of the important aspect when we are talking about the intelligent enterprises is our ability to protect the systems, and that is also become one of the important aspect. And particularly with the DPDP coming in, it become very critical for the organization to put around those governance structure, technology to protect the data. So that is one of the important aspect which banks are working on this, and obviously technology is at work there also. The AIML, which is actually helping us to predict the attack scenarios, which is providing ability to detect those attack, is also equally at work with the other side of it, which means that as an organization, as an enterprise, you need to be one step ahead of it, at least in detecting those attacks which are coming and remediating on a real time basis. So those are the things basically as an enterprise. Yes, that way.
Good evening, everybody. I am really thankful to the DataQuest for inviting me to such a wonderful panel. Everybody, they have experience in the healthcare services and what is their requirements and how technology leverage them to get a good kind of healthcare services. This is the expectation from the people. But I'm going about the 80s. First time AIIMS has started computerization in 1988. Nobody heard about the computers. And today we are, AIIMS has everything. We have in the clouds, on-premises cloud, we have supercomputer, we have HPC, everything is in place. So what we have started? We have started from digitization, digitalizations, then digital transformations. In this journey, we have realized two things. Sir. Already AIIMS is not a hospital. It is a institute for the healthcare research. After that, then healthcare services. For the research means you need patient data. We need clinical data to give a good quality of treatment. We can improve our treatment process to get a high quality of treatment. So that's why, see how the technology is there. When I was joining the IT, at that time we were talking about data and information. Right now, we have the data. You have to play with the data. It is, you are generating the knowledge from the data. From information, from the next layer is the knowledge. After that, intelligence. From the knowledge, you are developing the intelligence. This is the fourth layer. And fifth layer is coming up, that is a super intelligence. Right now in the fourth. So how AI can leverage? And if you have a good quality of data, you have a clean data, you can have a very good quality of informations, guideline, and direction you will get it.
Using specialized tools is helping you become a more intelligent enterprise.
See, when you are giving a treatment to a patient, time is a major factor for it. If the time has gone, everything has lost. You must have heard about the golden time for a patient in the casualty or emergency. See, we have everything is automated. Everything is, some other things it is working in the robotic hands. Some are working with the mains AI bots. See, one thing I'm talking about it. 14,000 patients in the morning in my hospitals, they are in the queue. You have to manage. We have a tools to predict it, that what kind of patient will come in this season, so that we have to be well equipped with that disease. This is the one thing. In 14,000 patients, we have observed that around 32% people they land up in their wrong department. So it is a time consuming. So we have a AI bots. When they will take the appointments, the AI bot will help them to which department they have to take the appointment. Sure. So this is one of the things AI played a major role. Second part, about the laboratory test. Whatever we are doing test earlier, we are now 20 times more test we are doing it. All the reporting has been done by our AI ML tools to clear the reports without seeing by the doctor.
Absolutely.
Because we have the data of the disease, we have data about the clinical information, and the test and past test. All these things will make one algorithms, and we can look into the current reports, whether it is required by the doctor to see or not. It is not required, it will pass it. So that's why 20 times it has gone up. Third thing is that radiology. Radiology is one of the major investigation. So that is also, when you do a CT scan, it was taking around 6 to 7 days to reporting. It is now, next day it is reporting. Because it's unstructured data, and we have the tools to read the unstructured data, image data, and they can make the reports for you. Just doctor will, once a glance he has seen it, this is the things, it is okay, then they will pass it. It is not required to write it. And it is not like that also. When they are changing the report also, at that times we have voice to text with AI based. So move to the line number 4. Word number 3, change this. That's all. So how it is leveraging the AI to the doctors? It is not changing it is not hampering the jobs of a employee.
True. So that
Yeah,
was also
it is
going to be
delivering,
my question,
yeah,
that,
yeah.
if AI is replacing that, but I think we'll just quickly,
Sure.
so if I could say AI in AIIMS could be AI, so
Yeah.
that could be
Recently, we have launched, in the next round, I can speak about it, AI. It is for the public domains. All the public hospital, they can use it. This is the first product is launched in the country, and it is an early prediction of breast cancer and ovarian cancers in Indian data. Thank you.
Basant sir.
Good evening, everyone. To me, and I think enough said by Anilji and Dr. Sushil, but to me, definition of intelligent enterprise is more on hyper automation, wherein everything is data driven, complemented with the tools like AI, ML to share the insights which are helpful to the business. And when I talk about from a FMCG perspective, so right from sourcing to DB boarding to selling through your different channels wherein you are interacting with internal employees or customers or vendors. Everything needs to be fully automated, integrated, and that data insights are available to take decision. When it comes to employee, they should have right way of collaboration, engagement within the organization, availability of these insights to take decisions on timely basis so that they can take call. Like, for example, when a DB is added, how much time we are able to add the DB and then start the business. So the response time is very important. Secondly, do we have a visibility in the market where we are selling, where we are not selling? What are the new markets coming up? How can we leverage those new markets? What are the categories we are present? What are the categories we are not present? So how we leverage that insights to sell more in those markets and include more products there. When we are launching these products, how they are performing in the market. So these insights should be available as soon as the product reaches the market. And then we can look at the sentiment of customer and see what intervention we have to do so that we can sell more in the market. When it comes to the logistics and operation side, we need to look at how the machines are working. Are there any predictability of downtimes? How we can avoid those downtimes? How we ensure the efficiency when the machines are running? How we have visibility of energy consumption? How our sustainability measures are working? So capturing every insight which we are creating in the plant, and then as soon as the product is produced, to ensure that the product is reaching on time, how we have right visibility in place for the logistics, right from shipping of the product, from factory to warehouse, to distributors, to retailers, at the last moment. And we talked about ONDC today, which is a very interesting topic I heard. And as an organization, we are also have started exploring that area to look at how we can directly reach the consumer.
Absolutely. So, getting the common thread across from all the members here is that, of course, all of you all are sitting on an intelligent enterprise, actively looking at usage of AI, machine learning, and things like that. So, if I can ask if there's a specific strategy that has been adopted by you all to ensure ethical data collection and use of ethical AI, is there some strategy there? If you could briefly just share some thoughts.
So, Minu, I think the way things are moving is also a very paradoxical things. On the one hand, we need the data to make a sense out of that.
Absolutely.
And most of the organizations, they are actually collecting the data at each of the touch point. So that is one sense. On the other hand, we are also being asked not to collect the data which is not required. Now, these are the two extreme sides which are happening. As an enterprise, you want data, but on the other hand, from the regulation point of view, from the protection point of view, you need to minimize the collection of a data. So these are the things which are happening. In terms of a usage of a data for an organization, obviously, organizations are thriving on the collection of a data and processing of that data. In terms of a processing data, it's not going to happen very easily. Obviously, you need infrastructure to put around. You need to have a proper strategy for AI, ML, because ultimately, when you are looking at the data, one, how you are collecting the data. Second, what is a absolutely necessary data that you are collecting that data. Third, purpose for which you have collected the data, you are processing for that only. So these are the some of the challenges which we are, and until unless you bring the one governance, which is absolutely necessary in a today's changing scenarios. Second, putting a right infrastructure to process that data. Third, having a right kind of a policy within the organization. So governance, organization structure, policies, and the infrastructure which is needed for this. And this all requires a strategy. So most of the organizations, they have created a very specific organization structure. Like in our case, we have created a analytical center of excellence, which is specifically working on the AIML models around the banking use cases. Second, they are also trying to minimize the collection of a data. Now, while we can create a lot of metadata around whatever data we have collected, but we have to also be very conscious of the fact that the purpose for which we are collecting data only for that being used.
Yes.
So that is also one of the important aspect. And I think as an organization, until unless you put those strategy around that part, you will not be able to successful. Even if you are successful in processing it, probably you may not be on the right side of the compliance part of it. So I think as an organization, that is what the need is.
So quickly, we can just move to that order. So you have rightly mentioned, you all are moving more into the research space, working with a lot of historical data in place. So getting meaningful insights, how important is AI or is an enabler for you when it comes to doing that?
See, whenever you were talking about the AI, definitely data is the one of the important factor for us. As a research institute, already I have told you, right now you are talking about the new terminology, data scientist. We have already data scientists since 50 years back, because we have a statistics department dedicatedly, because doing the research study, the statistics is required. All the models already it is there. But earlier what it happens, the data was not in the digital form. Second one is the data quality was not there. Third one is people who do not have the standards, what standard has to follow to collect the data. Right now everything is in place. One beautiful example I will give it, that government has started Aadhaar ID. Why it has done? Because government wants that single medical record supposed to be available to each citizen of the country. When it has started 2005, they are thinking that we're supposed to have a centralized depository system and making more than 100 crores people to store in one place, and medical data is very huge, you know it. So all these things, it is not possible. So that's why they have started that, we should come up with these things, because technology is there, communication is there. So the data where it is laying, let be laid there, but the person, means the patients, who is given the empower to them to access the data in different locations through an app. So that's why that's why Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission has come up, and right now you are entitled, you are empowered to access your data any hospital, anywhere in the country, and from your mobile. This is the one thing. Second part is that when we are talking about AI, AI has made a many, see, these beautiful things, the examples I am giving to you. Each doctor in the OPD, around 60% they see it. And the patient is not in a good condition that he can wait for a long time. And you have to sit doctor's room, in front of the doctor's rooms. When my chance will come, I do not know. We have AI tools. It can predict you that after 1.5 hours, your turn will come. So that 1.5 hours, you can go to the cafe, you can go to the lawn to sit, you can talk to the people. So these sort of things, it is already been inbuilt, that the predictions of what time, turnaround time for you on your queue of that specialty and that type of doctors. We have taken to the doctors also. All the doctors are not that much of fast. Somebody is very slow, somebody is medium time, somebody is very slow. So in that cases also, it will predict it, that this doctor will take this much of time to cover this much of patients, so his chance will come after this much of time. This is the one of the huge cases we have seen it. Third thing is that the major one of the plus point is that early predictions of that. Early prediction in the sense, see, two things are there. One person has got accident in the road. He has been taken through a mobile, sorry, ambulance and coming. The instrument, it is connected in the ambulance.
itself, yes.
The data you are capturing remotely, and we are AI tool to predicting is that this type of doctors immediately required to be available for this patient. Immediately it will go SMS to them that the patient is coming and be get ready for it. And the time of arrival is this much.
Absolutely.
So doctor's time has we have saved. Real type of specialty doctors are available at the station, and the prediction of that is even a lot of blood loss is there. So you can also
So it's
there's
saving
also,
a lot
yeah,
of time because of real-time
real
predictions are
time.
happening.
See,
Yes.
see, immediate blood transfusion is required. So what group is there? You have to test it.
True.
Okay, there's a lot of process. Then the blood transfusion will come up. Okay, so in that cases, immediately when you reach it, we'll take the sample without
Absolutely.
registration.
Yes.
So these are the things, AI tools, it is putting a big rules for us. It is in implementing a trauma center. It is, we have a helipad is also there.
True.
It is
And
already
it's
been
not
signaled.
replacing the human part. It's
Yeah, yeah, not even
enhancing,
human.
It's enhancing the customer.
See, it is empowering you to give a high quality of, and you're saving the patient life.
So if I could quickly move to Mr. Basant, we'll be running out of time soon. That, of course, they are talking about a lot of end user data available. You know, you have a system and a different ecosystem where you have a lot of partners, your supply chain, your SCMs and ERPs and things like that. So what is your take on that front and the challenges you face in getting this AI integration into your
AI is certainly helping. The value we are supposed to deliver is how we can, as a CIO, how we can contribute to the top line of the organization, what value addition we can do, what profitability we can bring in, what continuous improvement efficiency we can bring in. So for that, we have seen like the tools which we, for example, I talked about DB onboarding itself.
True.
So one of the key job is to analyze the DB on real-time basis, whether it will be profitable to do business with this DB or not. And with the kind of current ecosystem we have, with GST and all, we can on real time see that whether it is feasible for us to add this DB as one of the customer before even, starting business with them. So that kind of insights are coming on real time basis and allowing us to do business quickly. Secondly, we were talking about AI in the engagement from employees. And we wanted to see that employee who is doing the things, they are able to do productive job. So right from the employee onboarding to the activity they do, the AI is enabled just to see that there is an efficiency in communication, in collaboration, in the process wherein there are some repeated activities which can be completely automated by
true.
machine learning and AI tools.
Absolutely.
And also to see that the value which they wanted to see from these tools are readily available. I give you another example wherein the sales guy goes to the market. And when the person is going to the market, he knows which market they have to visit, what product they have to sell, what item they have to focus, which retail is going to buy more items from them. So bringing in those nudges readily available when they are
So
operating in the market.
Insights are available.
So
from
that
it,
that
yes.
really helps in bringing that value using AI.
So quickly, maybe just moving on to one thought, and I'll start from Mr. Basant now. That we all understand the importance of being intelligent, and all enterprises are actively on that front. So, as an individual, your role as a CIO, CTO, where do you see that evolving over the period of time? Which vis-a-vis, you must have seen yourself like 5 to 10 years back. Like, how are you seeing yourself more empathetic, more innovative, and like a business decision maker earlier than what the role used to be? So, based on that intelligent enterprise perspective.
I would say we are doing more innovation these days. We are more focusing on what values we can deliver quickly. And there we go with the idea to the business and we work with them. We do small pilots just to see how we are bringing those results. And then basis on the successful pilot, we look at scaling those models widespread. And that ecosystem we are creating today, which is actually running the entire organization. So everything is data driven, and that's the focus. And we are continuously evolving, continuously improving on those areas. The focus is more on data governance. We talked about data life cycle, which is very important in a perspective that earlier we used to have data life cycle, but today, basis on the DPDPA, we are more focused on the data is used only for the purpose of, we have decided. There is a classification of data. So basis on the classification of data, these tools like AIMLs are using those data for processing purpose. Unnecessary data is not there in the system. So in a way, we are able to have quality data, and the governance model ensures that the data which we are capturing today is a quality data so that the desired results are obtained.
So if I could just quickly ask Anil sir to say how you have seen your role evolve and vis-a-vis the intelligent enterprise.
Yeah. So if I look at the CIO role, earlier down the line, 10 years back or so, we were in the back sheet. And we were doing whatever we were asked to do, and that to that extent only we were able to do that. Now today what I see as a CTO or CIO of the organization, we are taking a front lead now. We are in the front row and actively talking about the business. Our contribution has become a much more pronounced now, because we are now a creator of efficiency within the organization. We have become an innovator for the organization, because a lot of innovation are being brought by the IT teams within the organization. We are also bringing the new use cases for the organization, which means that we are also able to identify the new avenues for organization for their revenue generation and other thing. We have also become a more empathetic towards our employees in a way that we are providing a lot of tools and technology for helping to deliver more faster way, in a more efficient way. And that's why the role of a CIO or CTO has actually evolved now. In fact, one of the bank CEO, as I said that, he said that we become IT company, which means that now we as a IT team has a leading role to play. Yeah. So that is what I see.
So of course, sir, you are already donning that hat of the evolved enterprise IT, being from the medical fraternity, and still, donning that hat of being very innovative. So how have you seen your? I'm sure you'll say that I had evolved 15 years back, but
Yeah.
just to get a perspective.
Yeah, earlier it was very challenging because in the society, doctors are the first highly graded professional in the country.
True.
So next to the God, we feel it. When you have to convince them to a things, they do not accept it. The virtual consultations, it has taken about 99 to COVID 20. So it is 21 years to convince that you have to go for a virtual consultation. So they are not ready to do it. So situations is required, demands is required, and convincing power has also is required. So right now we are talking front to the top managements and discussing after 2022 cyber attack in AIIMS. Thank you.
So quickly, my one last closing thought to you all. You are a part of this very exciting ecosystem where we are contributing to India being the tech superpower. Enterprises play a very important role. Do you see the definition of the intelligent enterprise changing in the next decade? Anybody?
Absolutely, I would say. And we are evolving actually, and we are learning from even AI/ML process also. We do see the results and we still find them not up to the mark. So we are still working on it. But I'm sure it is going to mature very fast. The way we have seen the evolution in cloud technologies, same way we are looking at last 2 years, the kind of growth which has happened in AI/ML processes, the way ChatGPT and generative AIs are getting popular within the organization. I think it's going to change the way we are working today. In another 2 years itself, you will see the difference. And everybody is running for it because everybody knows it's going to save time. It's going to bring in productivity. It is going to help in selling more. It is going to, giving that right power tool to the employees who are, using different solutions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's very difficult to predict that what shape and form it will take down the line 2 years. But one thing is definitely very certain, that every enterprise is going to undergo a change. Whatever today we are, tomorrow will not be that same way. And technology is propagating that very fast. They're changing us very fast. Today, majority of us are, if we are not completely physical, we are phygital.
True.
Down the line, 2 year, whether you will become a completely virtual or digital, that's a thing to see. But majority of operation has actually gone from manual to the digital side of it, and from there it is become a now more of a AIML kind of a workload. That is what it has changed. You no more you are seeing data center which is specific to the organizations. They are all gone on the cloud. The workload has gone on the cloud, and lot of other things have happened. This lot of work which are being done by the employee, they have all gone digital, and machines are doing it. So whether it's a edge computing or you talk about any other thing, things are changing very fast. So it's, right now it's difficult to envisage that, but
What
it's
will be the
definitely
real
going
definition?
to change. Yeah.
So your closing thoughts. Yes.
Yeah, I will differ what my other speaker has spoken, because healthcare is a different domain. How will I accept a model which will suit to me? What is the percentage of prediction is, what is the accuracy of the predictions? If 1% is missing also, I have to be more careful, because it is the case of life, yeah, and death. So that's why majority of the people they spoke, and I have discussed in many panels. I have discussed. ChatGTP has making a discharge summary for us. He's doing the prescriptions. Please don't follow this one till date, because the data is not totally authenticated.
Those are
And-
hallucinations.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
They are
So that's
hallucinations.
why in the healthcare, any digital transformation coming up, you have to be implement very, very carefully and take baby step. It is always be better. Thank you.
So thank you so much. We'll open the floor for questions for this. Yeah, I know everybody's very eager to step down and grab a cup of coffee. But any questions from the audience for our members? Great. I think they have been very articulate about their thoughts and experiences. So thank you so much for your time. And we are looking at having these conversations going and seeing how intelligent the enterprises are getting as we go ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Can I just request you to be on stage for a minute? And Minu, can you do the honors to present them with our mementos of our appreciation?